Keeping It Real with Rudi Lickwood, the topical interactive chat show where you may end up being one of the guests with special guests and you, the audience. Comedy with Rudi Lickwood. This event is brought to you by Comedy Hotspot. Don't forget, Keeping It Real with Rudi Lickwood. This is an 18 certificate only.
Look at that, I've surprised you, innit? I weren't in the room when you expected me. I thought I'd take my time, you know? I'm feeling kind of nervous, you know what I mean? I mean, when you're going to know that you're going to interview one of your icons, man, you're going to feel nervous, isn't it? Eh? But I guess there's no need. Thank you very much for joining me, all of those who are coming in nice and early. It's nice to see. I got a couple of you coming in, which is nice. Good evening, Claire. Good to see ya. I love the kisses. Good evening, Keatley, all the way up in Manchester doing his thing. Yeah, big fan. I know who you're a big fan of now. Yeah. You showed me your cards, mate. Kaz, good to see you in the room. Thank you very much for joining me. Well appreciated. Spice, no doubt, always here. We're the ranch room. Are you trying to tell me the ranch room ain't there? Okay. Let me sort that out for you guys, yeah? I'll sort that out for you right now, yeah? The ranch room is now in session. Okay, so I know I'm gonna get slapped. I forgot to include the ranch room. Hey, Rudi, guys and gals, good evening, Astrid. Nice to see you, nice and there early. Chocolate, we are say, girl, we are say. Evening R&B, keeping it real, massives. Wagwa, Rudi says, Kaz. Wagwa. You tell me wagwa. Me want know wagwa. Everything's guan. And for those who are new to the show, this is the Keep It Real show. This is where I get an opportunity to interview people who have crossed my lives, and I think they are just as important as Boris Johnson. You know, I mean, anybody's more important than that guy right about now. The way that he's treating the kids is unbelievable. But never mind that. Let's push him to the side. And let's remind ourselves why we're here. We're here because I do a show in the morning called The Rants and Bants, where I have a core group of people who consistently pass through. And it was through discussion with them that we decided to put on a Keep It Real show where I would do interviews with basically, I wouldn't say the general public, but I don't know if you should say the general public because we're on the internet, you know what I mean? It's a different kind of public, isn't it? So I've decided that I would interview somebody from the Rants and Bants in the mornings, and I would also interview a celebrity of the Rants and Bants choice. And the young lady that we'll be interviewing later on was a choice of the group. Liz, nice to see you passing through. That's all good. So I wanted to share a relationship that I had very early on in my career with you. And for those of you who know me, I don't just introduce them by telling you their name straight away. What I like to do is I like to show a collage of the individual before I actually introduce them on. So that we've got an idea of who they are and what they're about before they've even opened their mouth. Oh, you like the shirt? Thank you very much. Loving the shirt, Rudi. I know. I decided to put one on, man. Do you know what I mean? It was, you know what? I thought to myself at first, I was like, it's getting cold in here. Better put on the shirt. You know what I mean? Because me now put on the electric just yet. Me now put on the gas just yet. Me I hold out. It's not because I'm tired. It's just that I don't want to give Mr. Gasman any money unnecessarily. Do you know what I mean? That gas bill, when that gas bill ready for fire, you know, I know. You know what I mean? So I thought I'd take my time. But let me introduce to you guys, okay, my first guest, the way that I like to.
By the rays of the sun.
Whoop! I've hit the wrong button. That just goes to show just how nervous I must be feeling, innit? For me to do that. But anyway, let's get it right. Whoa, Effie.
Oh, well, hi, Rudi.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm all right, yes. Awaiting all of this technical stuff, man. You're really good. Well done.
I'm trying. I'm actually trying to catch up with you because I know you know all the technical stuff already.
No,
I
not
know
me.
you. Here, you're just holding it down at the moment,
No,
innit?
no,
You're just holding it down.
my daughters know that, but I don't know it. I'm like, what? What do I do? They're so fast. I was like, slow down, man. What? Sorry.
No, it's okay. This is the Rudi Lickwood show, man. I mean, if there's
No
one thing
swear.
I've said right at the beginning of my show, right? I want people to relax and I want you to feel as natural as possible. All right. I've also on YouTube, I've already made it clear that this show is not a show for children. Right. I was going to say pick me, but it's for children. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a show for adults, not for kids. It's for adults.
Okay, great.
So, we first met, if I'm correct, in Willesden, because you're a Northwest Londoner, aren't you? Originally. I
am. I grew up in Wembley.
Wembley, yeah.
And then my mom had a flat in Holland. Yes, Acton Lane.
Okay, so that's on the way to Asda. Yeah, not too. Yes.
Yeah, Park Royal.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I know. There's quite a few people I know who was born in Park Royal, believe it or not. Quite a number of people who was born in there, and quite a them come out in boxes as well. I got to admit, it's not nice to say, but it's true. They do. There's quite a few people in the room who are saying good evening to you. Juicy Julie is saying good evening, Effie.
Good evening, Julie.
Yes.
Good evening, Julie. Yes. Good evening.
You've also got a good evening coming to you from Denise, coming to you from Antigua, coming to you from Natalie. Oh, there's quite a few of them saying good evening to you at the moment. Coming from Spice.
Oh, good.
Claire. Coming from, what's Carol saying? Tap, ask questions. You're the invigilator. What are you calling me? I've been calling invigilator. Invigilator. You know what? That's a Jamaican word, isn't it? Because you're Jamaican as well, aren't you? Your parents?
Yes, my dad is Jamaican.
Are both your parents Jamaican or just?
No, just my dad.
So where's your mum? What about your mum? Where's your mum?
My dad was my mum was Grenadian.
Oh, well done, well done. I like that. Look what I've got right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This goes up. Yes, man. Grenadian.
Good nutmeg. Good nutmeg.
Is it?
Grenada. Good nutmeg. Good passion fruit. Yes.
Okay. It's just that my wife is Grenadian, you see. My wife's family is Grenadian. But me, myself, I'm Guyanese.
Yeah, which part?
Which part of Guyana?
Which part are they from?
Of Grenada? Oh, St. George. Them lot city folk.
You. City folk, St. George's. That was my mum's town, yes.
Okay. Okay.
My mum was from Richmond Hill. When you talk to your wife, tell her it's from Richmond Hill.
All right.
She'll know.
She'll know.
Yeah, she'll know.
She will.
Yes, she will.
Right. Okay. So, the island of Spice is what Antigua calls it. Spice Island. Because you mentioned the nutmeg, didn't you, earlier on?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I want to get the elephant out of the room first of all, and that is that you had a stroke. Is that correct?
I had a stroke 2 years ago when I was traveling in Africa.
Okay, and you was out in Africa at the time, yeah?
Yes.
That was quite. I mean, you've got such an adventurous spirit. I would have thought that would have been quite a frightening situation to find yourself in.
Well, I don't understand, but my children really helped me a lot, and my friend Kaya, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had friends who wanted to, who fundraised for me, yes. Yeah, I got a lot of love. I got a lot of love, yes.
I mean, I think we're going to find out just exactly how much love there is for you, because there's a hell of a lot of it. It goes around the world. It's global.
Oh, that's nice.
Your love is global, girl. I mean, you've done something that a lot of us as teenagers used to talk about, which was about going back home, going back to Africa, doing that kind of thing. But the thing is, my question is, what inspired you to go to Africa? What inspired you?
What inspired me? When I got conscious at 18, I said, yeah, let me go back. And also, Marcus Garvey said, go to Africa. Yes, I'm inspired by Marcus Garvey.
Okay, because I mean, he had a big influence on your poetry, didn't he?
Of course, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Don't worry, that's it. Just adjust it a bit. Yeah, that's excellent. In fact, that looks even better, girl. Damn.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah,
because
he funny. Okay, well, not to worry. Don't. Oh no. I was worried that's what happens when you start touching. But hopefully she'll be back in the room in a moment. Because the thing is that when I met Ife, I met her at Willesden Library. And this is when I was a very, 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 very young comedian. And she was a poet at the time, and her poetry was phenomenal. I mean, it was very in your face kind of like thing. She's back. Let's bring her back in the room. I was just telling them about your poetry.
Yes.
And how fiery it was. And
yes.
This was, I believe this was before you actually went to America, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah, because I found an image that I want to share with you, where there's two gentlemen in the background.
Yes, it was Jeff Schumann. Yes, Jeff Schumann and Leo Chester. Yes.
Right. And if anybody's on the entertainment circuit or know of these two gentlemen, then the first thing that you know about them, they're very pro-black.
I love blackness.
Yeah, I noticed that about you. That was one thing I've noticed about you. So when you went to America, what was you, about 25 at the time?
No, I was 18.
You was 18 when you went there. And and what was that? Was that to finish your education or to just?
Yes, I was an exchange student.
Okay. And what did you study while you was out there?
Everything. Composition, drama, just English literature, psychology. Yeah.
Okay. And so from there, from America, did you go to Africa? From America to Africa?
No, I came back to England and then I went back again. Yeah. Yes. I was traveling a lot. I like traveling.
I noticed. Don't worry. Just adjust it a little bit. Just a little bit. So when you went there and then you came back to the UK, I believe that you had an interview with the BBC, which kind of like didn't happen or something. What happened there?
Well, I went to a boyfriend who was a funeral for his dad.
Okay.
So I was like helping him. Yeah. And then I missed my interview. I didn't know.
Okay. Because what was the interview? What was the role you was going up for at the time?
I was there for a trainee. Yeah, some kind of production.
Okay, so you was always into entertainment then. So from the poetry
Yes.
to going into entertainment, and then learning about production and what have you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the creative industry, big
oh,
time.
okay, that's put me straight. That's exactly what it is. The creative industry. Uh,
Yeah.
So from that falling apart or not working out, is that when you made the move to where did you go first of all in Africa? Where did you end up first of all?
I was in Ghana.
I was in Ghana. Okay.
I did Panafest,
Okay.
and then I went to Sierra Leone,
Uh-huh.
and I did that with a Ford. A
Okay.
Ford is yes, and then I went to I went to Morocco
Whoa.
for the Ganawa Festival.
Okay.
Yeah, I was traveling a lot.
So what was you just hustling along the way? Because I mean, how do you earn? Yeah, I mean, how do you earn money while you're out there, man? How do you earn the money to stay out there?
It just happens, man. You have to, you have to hustle. You have to hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start putting up some images, yeah, and I want you to start telling everybody about the hustles that you were doing while you were out there.
Okay. Yes, I was doing something. I was doing an NGO called In Movement Art for Social Change.
Okay.
And I was doing art camps. This is some of the students' art camps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I like that.
There was a coordinator for an art festival called Laba, which is about street art festival. And there is Timothy. She's a trumpeter, and he was one of the artistic community onto the art committees. Yes.
Whoa.
And that's in Zambia. That's Bayemba. Yeah, Bayemba is the biggest music festival in Uganda. Yeah, and that's the work of Anne Musisi.
Oh, okay.
She was a youth worker, and she married and divorced Ugandan. She's been there for a very long time, over 20 years.
Oh my gosh. I like the way that you've just embraced the culture. You've dived in. It's like you've jumped in with both feet. You ain't messing about. You're just going, right, I'm here. I'm part of this. And this is me.
I tried to.
No, you did. As you're showing us. You did. You trust me, you did. You really did.
Okay, thank you.
Did. That's okay.
Yeah, that's in Mbale. I was doing an art camp for Peace Corps. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And every morning we used to do yoga and movement in the morning. That was very early in the morning. Yeah, it was very cold.
Because is it because yoga played quite a role in the arts in terms of what you was doing? Because you're doing music, you're doing poetry, and you was doing movement as well, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a yogi. Yes, I'm a meditator. Yes, I love the but always for women, it makes you confident. Yes.
And I think that's one thing that you don't lack, and that is confidence. I give, because I know a lot of people who would not get up and just leave the UK just so, or embrace the culture the way that you did.
Well, okay. But we're all unique. So, everybody's got different strokes for different folks. So, yeah, that was just me. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's happening here?
I don't know. I'm teaching something. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Okay. How about this one?
Yeah, that's from an artist called Hamza. and she's doing body art recently. Yes.
Okay, I like that.
That's from one of the resorts in Ginger, and the curator was Roshan Karamali. That's the founder of Poetry in Session, and that's one of the designers called Kazozi. She had
Okay.
beautiful, yes, beautiful clothes. Yes, yes. Mhm.
And we're here. We start to
Yes.
see some of that militancy coming out in you here. I'm starting to see
Yeah,
some.
that's my designer called Medman, and I was an emceeing for Laba Street Art Festival.
Okay.
And that's one of their creations. Oh, I love that. That was a wonderful publication. It was for artists, and yeah, they liked my friend called Gentian, who now
Okay.
runs something called the Design Hub. Yeah, she's she's an excellent creator, actually. Yeah, and she
Okay.
was like, she said, can I use your image? And I said, yeah, fine, go ahead, please.
I'm not surprised that
She likes my work. Yeah,
I'm not
she was
surprised.
always a great surprise, a good supporter.
Okay. I'm not surprised that she'd want to use your image because the camera seems to like you naturally. Because I mean,
thank you.
You just seem so part of. You just seem part of the furniture here. You just seem like you've been there all your bloody life.
Well, most of it I have been. Yes, yes. It's like 27 years, man.
Whoa. Okay. So where was this?
That's Lutembe. That's in nearly it's on the Entebbe Road. It's in Uganda. Yeah,
Okay.
this used to be Idi Amin's place, and he never finished it.
He never
Yeah,
got around to it.
he
Well,
never finished it.
he got around to kicking some people out of his yard though.
Well, only because they wanted to do a British passport, and
I
he
hear
was
that.
like, "No, you're Ugandan," and
Okay.
yeah, you're talking about the Indians, really. The
I
Indians.
know, because the Indians kind of like took over from the British, and they started to. They used to walk around some of the villages on leads like they were dogs. They had
Really?
like up to 5 and 6 servants at a time. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when they came over to the UK, they came over to the UK with money. They didn't come over here broke. You know,
They've never had money. They've never
the
been
Indians.
broke. No, they've
No,
never been broke. They've
no,
had
not even broke.
lands, and they had business. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
No. Remember, they're colonial too.
I hear that.
So
I
we
hear that.
all thought that this was the motherland. Yeah. But they have community. That's what they do. They hustle and sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what they've got now, because they learn their community. You know what I mean? They're very staunch.
Okay.
I have respect. Yes. Yeah, that's Poetry in Session.
Okay. And this is
That's
why I
what
say
I was doing.
that's why I say the camera likes you. This is why I say the camera
Well,
likes you.
the photographer was Pablo Imani. Yes.
Good photographer.
Yeah. Of course. He only did it was about his that's from Benji Reed. She took that's from Manchester. That's in the UK. Yes.
This one's in the UK.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in the UK also. That's Shortish.
Okay. That's nice to know. We got our little thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
What's
See, that's Manchester again. That's Benji Reed.
Okay. Because I did ask you earlier on if you contemplated being a model at some point, but you said you were too short. I can't believe that.
I was too short. Yes.
Mm. And what's happening here?
That's the Fat Cat in Brixton. That's Jelly and Kayazi. Yeah. There was components. That's what do you call it? It's an event run by Eric Soul, who's he's in Rwanda, but he was like, yeah, but she's a Brixton massive, yeah.
There's a lot of South Londoners watching this show. I can imagine that. And there's you teaching again.
Yeah.
You got the blackboard in front of you.
Yeah.
Hands are out.
Yeah.
That's
always. Lovely. I was like, huh? What?
And that's you just chilling out.
Yeah, I did something called the African Caravan. And that was in South Africa, Cape Town. Oh, it was cold. I was like surprised. I was like, "Ooh, this is really cold." Yeah.
I think it's because they've drawn the map incorrectly. I think that's why that is.
It's cold, man. It's cold.
I would take your word for that one.
Yeah, that's Brickshire. That's Mitcham Common.
Mitcham. Lovely.
Yeah, Mitcham Common. Yeah. I was pregnant then. Yeah.
Because how many children have you got? How many children?
I've got 4 children. 4.
Oh gosh.
3 daughters and 1 son.
Lovely.
Yeah. I don't know what's that. That
was I thought it might have been associated with one of the groups that you may have been teaching while you was out there.
Oh yes. This is Writing Our World.
Okay. It's amazing how it all comes back.
Well, yeah.
It's amazing. And what I thought I would do was give everybody an opportunity to actually listen to some of the poetry that you've done.
Oh, great. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I can do that?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the permission.
It's okay.
The rays of the sun. It breathes. It tingles. With my eyes squeezed shut, I see colors from way over the rainbow. They melt into me. 'Cause you see, black is not just a skin color. It's an expression of my melaninated nature, my neuro refiner present in my brain computer. It refines my mind so I can achieve higher levels of metaphysical science. Yes. Writing and talking not just with the tongue, but with the drum. Inspired by the sun. How wonderful this blackness is to me. The message is clear for all to hear. I love the blackness in me. Do you love the blackness in you? Yes, so you should. It is a blessing, not a curse. Don't let anybody tell you any different. So here we go. We're heading to...
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, it is a blessing.
Yeah,
it's not a curse.
That's right. He is now my supporter of my website. Yes, he came. He's from Congo and he lives in, I think it's Sweden or Norway. Yes, he's a lecturer now.
Okay. Well, you seem to be getting quite a lot of rounds of applause coming here. Juicy Julie is saying, come on, Ife, amazing poetry.
Yeah, thank you.
Jackie is saying, what an amazing, inspirational sister. and she's put STAR at the end, as in star.
That's nice. Thank you.
Denise is saying that you are very photogenic. Woo! Trevor is saying that it's stunning.
Thank you.
Natalie is saying
I am, because we are. Yes. I'm not alone.
No. Natalie is saying that she's saying you're a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
Well, I put the word young in because that's how I see you anyway. And Denise
I'm not young. I'm a mature woman. I'm like 48 now. But
48.
I'm a woman. No,
I'm a woman.
Girl.
I'm a woman. She's not only just a woman.
You've got girls. I'm a woman.
She's a feminist. She's a feminist. She made it clear to me that she's a feminist. Do you know what I mean? She says all men want to do is suck on their women's breasts because they haven't grown up yet.
You said that.
That's what you told me, man.
No, I didn't. I said they wanted to look after their mums. They wanted to have their wives. They're like their mums.
Well, no.
Yes.
No.
And then you said, I'm like, what's your wife doing? And you're like, my wife is looking after me. Yeah. You see,
that's only right though. That's only right though. If you're in it, I look after her.
Yeah, for you. Yes, for you.
Unfortunately, I have to tell you that we've run out of time, darling. We've run out of time.
Okay.
It was lovely going through your images with you and giving everybody an opportunity to see. Just push the camera slightly the other way. There you go, and up a bit. There you go. It was lovely seeing your journey, man.
Thank
it was
you.
really lovely seeing what you got.
I look forward to hearing Kofi. Wow.
I think everybody's looking forward to hearing Kofi. To be honest with you. But a message has just come in. You are an amazing, inspirational Black woman. That's coming from Astrid.
Thank you, Astrid.
And Donna is saying, absolutely beautiful soul, which shines through, stunning and strong.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the word sound. Thank you.
Sharon is saying, you're amazing. Trevor is saying, I don't want you to grow up. Love the woman.
Yeah, men always love women.
Oh, we're supposed to, man. We're supposed to. Heaven is in between a woman's legs. I've always said that, right?
Of course. Yes. And in the breasts.
Of course. Julie has said, great interview. Great
that's
interview,
good.
Because
that's great.
A picture paints 1,000 words. Trust me. Trust me.
Thank you for coming on. Yes. Yeah, you did that. That's great. Thank you.
The moment I saw you come in the room and I remembered you from Walls and Live, I said, this is a must, man. Because I know you've done something that I have not done. Do you know what I mean? You've been over roughly how many countries in Africa have you been to? Roughly about what? 9, 10?
Yeah, about 10.
About 10, and that's all along. That's on the east and the west side.
Yes.
You know,
it's a big continent. You know, so we need to go. We need to see and go and see. But it's like the Caribbean. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same.
Okay. Avril has just said that was a great interview with the takeaways for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. But now what I'm going to have to do, young ladies, I'm going to have to put you in my green room. All right. So I can introduce on my next guest. Yeah. And I will bring you back. I will bring you back into the room. Okay. So please do not disappear. All right.
Okay.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Ife Piankhi. That was somebody that I just was dying to introduce you guys to, simply because, as I said, the poetry that she used to do back in the day. She's actually lived it. She's actually spoken about it. She's actually gone out. She's done it. She's had 4 children. Unfortunately, she's had a stroke, but we can see what a wonderful life that she has had. And I've always said it. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's got a story to tell. It's just that we're not so used to saying it. Antigua says, great to hear your journey today. Much more to explore and inspire others. Awesome. Craig says, full respect, my mother had a stroke. Nice hearing your story. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess we've reached that time, really, where it's time for me to introduce my feature guest tonight. Somebody that I grew up with, didn't know, got to know through her music more than anything else. I know you lot already don't know who it is, right? So you don't have to tell me. I know you know. I know you know. All right. But as normal, before I bring her on, I will introduce her in my natural way. Bam! Kofi.
Greetings. Hi, everybody. I know you're there in the chat room and everything. Blessings to my sister Ife. What an incredible, well-writ, well-intelligent, well-traveled woman. Love
Proper.
her. Absolutely love her. Proper.
That is proper travel without a shadow of a doubt.
I am telling you, when them open up the gates again next year, me God. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you were actually saying to me that you're planning to actually leave the UK at some point.
Do you know what? That is my ultimate plan. Sorry, peeps, but it doesn't matter. Wherever I am in the world, okay, I'll just take you with me. It's okay, But we have to come out here, Rudi. Yeah, no, I'm, seriously, and not just because of recent events and things that are being highlighted, and we all know, we've all heard, but it's something that I've always felt that way. I've never felt that the UK is my home, never, born and bred, but and I mean, I guess I'm sure that there's lots of people that feel that way. But feel maybe that they can't they can't do it. How am I going to do it? You can. It's the old thing where there's a will, there's a way. We need to. One of the things that I absolutely agree with. I agree with everything that my sister Ife said. But Marcus Garvey say, "I forgot no Africa." You have to. You have to. And you know what? I don't know if anyone was watching program that was on. I think the last part of this of it. It was in 3 episodes, and it was called Enslaved. And Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, I watched
BBC.
it. I watched it.
Marvelous,
last night.
Marvelous program. Just because of we know, and they were absolutely right. We know about the ones that got to survive the transatlantic slave trade, but what about the ones that didn't?
And
that was so interesting. But more to the point, I digressed a little bit. At the end of that program, he was initiated back into his tribe.
It was the Bontu or Bono.
The Benge tribe, Benge, Bontu, Benge. Oh. And I was sitting there and just bawling. Good evening, Denise. Hello, my darling. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
You've got quite a few people.
Just seeing the comments coming up. Oh, Carolyn, one of my good friends, man. What a go on, sis. Natalie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. Jackie Williams say, yes, Kofi. Hello, darling. Right. Do you know, a lot of these people come and join me when I do the bedroom sessions. I'm digressing again. Let's go back to Samuel Jackson.
That's okay.
That's how conversation goes. But you know what, right? One thing what's inspired me with what I watched last night the Unslaved series, and also what Ife said. Yeah. And I've got to, that place is calling me. That's the only place, there's the only thing that I can, how I can describe it. It's like a bell and it's vibrating. Okay. And I have to go there. And I know we're going to touch on the roots of there, because I know where I come from. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? Lucky enough to learn that, because my great gran, sorry, not great gran, who I was lucky enough to be in her presence before she flew on to glory, told me. We brought her here from Jamaica, and it was great because she shared my room when she got here, so I kind of looked after her. And Craig says, I thought I was the only yard. That's what Craig. Well, go on, my brother. So anyway, right, and so I was able to hear her stories, and she would talk about, certain things. And of course, she was born into slavery. So
she was actually born into slavery. So she's lived it. She's lived it. Yeah. She was a young girl when slavery ended. Okay. So, but she was born into it. Okay. Yeah. And as she used to like to say, you must listen to me about that slavery days. Right. So, she was wonderful. We called her Mum. Mum was her name. Mum. So Mum. So I was lucky enough to be able to know, because she knew. And so she was able to tell me that the roots of our family are from Ghana. Right. Okay. Now that's all she was able to tell me. She wasn't able to tell me what tribe of tribe. I know, but you've got the location. Yeah, I've got the location. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, every single one of them there's my family. It doesn't matter what tribe I come from at the end of the day. But obviously it would be nice to know that little detail, that last detail. But what I do know is that they were taken from there and brought to the Caribbean. Because that's what I mean. My sister traced back our ancestry back to Ghana as well. And it's amazing when she did it. It was in the twilight years of her I would say twilight months of her life. It's like she was burning like a light bulb. And I tell you, Kofi, she started doing everything. She opened up. She did a production company. She was going up and down doing the interviews. She was tracing where the family origin was from originally. And she was just like this bright light bulb. Before it, you know what I mean? Before it went, it really. I mean, I need to find out more, and so therefore, and because my great gran was only able to tell me so much. I mean, thank God it was enough. That's enough. I could stop there, but I don't want to stop there. So I'm going to take an ancestry DNA. Because apart from the bloods that I know I have flowing through my body right now, which is Indian, Chinese, German, African. Indian, Chinese, German, and African. I know about those ones. And then we end up with this, yeah? That's what we end up with. We end up with that little girl there. Yeah. She little dress and she sandals there. And apparently that little dog that's in the picture, that little white dog there, a little toy dog, that was my favorite toy. And I was told by my dad, God rest him, that they could not go anywhere. That's Daddy. Oh, God bless him. Love him so much. And Mummy. Yes. What a young man. Look at him little tash. And Daddy told me that I would go nowhere without that toy dog. Nowhere. If they went somewhere and left it, they'd have to go back and get it. Okay. Right? So I love animals. I absolutely adore all animals.
Yeah.
So you're an animal lover. I like animals on my plate.
Big
I like
times.
I like them on my plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some animals nice to have on your plate. Yeah. But some. Yeah. But be careful what you put in your mouth. Yeah.
I hear that, girl. I'll tell you a small little story, which is when we first went to Guyana and we started herding sheep for the first time.
Yeah.
My cousins.
Big up Camille and Denise. Big up. Couple of good friends of mine. Sorry, they've just come in.
Okay,
big up the girls.
My cousins, they would herd animals and stuff. And one day there was a sheep called by the name of Runner. And what she did, she ran into the house and she broke her neck. And she left a lamb behind. Yeah. And me and my brother and my sister, because we were taking these sheep to the back dam, used to care about this lamb, man. No mummy, no nothing like that. And my cousin Raphael is standing next to us going, why, lammy, I get weak, you know. Lammy, I get weak. I've got tears coming down our face. He's thinking about the pot. They look at animals in a totally different way back there.
Listen, it's survival. We're hungry.
Yeah.
You don't have no soul. You live to feed us. That's it.
Yeah, that's how they did. They didn't. There was nothing there, but just, you know what I mean. It's time for him to go in another pot. And I thought, poor lammy, man. Poor lammy.
No, that reminds me so much of the first time that I went to Jamaica, Rudy. Right? Okay. Oh my God, I couldn't have been more than 8 years old, and I met my brother on my father's side. For the first time. He lived in Jamaica, and of course we went to St. Elizabeth, and families come for the first time, so of course they roll out the red carpet, you know what I mean, whatever them have them give you,
all of a sudden they have ackee for breakfast every morning.
Listen, cooked in coconut oil, original oh God, stop it. Right, anyway, right. And we went to St. Elizabeth. There's this beautiful goat, as you're talking about lammy. There's this beautiful goat. And me and my younger brother, we were feeding this goat mango seed and thing, and you know what I mean. This goat was namming up the mango seed, and we're loving this. But we've never petted a goat before. We've never been there. So we love this animal. All of a sudden, I see my brother, who's a big man to me. You know what I mean? Coming down with two other big man like him. Yeah, machetes in hand, right? I was kind of walking towards us like Zulu warriors. I'm like,
ready.
Shit, right? They then proceeded to grab this goat, right? And just
slit it one time, yeah.
Me and my brother were like,
yeah. Because we're not used to seeing our food running around in the yard.
People, watch my face. Okay, right? Lord of God, Rudy, we cry, we bawl tears. I said, I'm not eating any of that. I don't want none of that. You killed the goat. I don't want none of that. Until I smelt him cooking in the pot.
In the pot, man. Curry goat sweet, as Denise would say.
Fresh goat. There's no smell like it on earth, people. Now, I'm not talking about the goat that they have here that we have to go and buy. They've had in the freezer for how long, right?
How many months? Yeah.
Fresh. I tell you, I'm a finger me.
Oh no.
Seriously, go in. I love you. You know what I mean? Me show you a little love at least before your neck gets sliced.
Oh no. So let's take you back. Let's take you back because you said to us that you're born and bred here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everybody knows where born and bred is for you in London.
I'm a South London girl, me.
Oh, you alright? You alright, girl? You alright?
Doing the Lambeth walk.
So where did you school then? Where did you school? Because you said you're born in Lambeth. Where did you school?
Yeah. Well, born in Brixton, nearer kind of Kennington way, but between Kennington and Brixton. The old hospital used to be called Lambeth Hospital, but it's gone now.
Right.
and it's, you know, it's big, lovely luxury housing estate now. But before it was that, it was actually a workhouse. And I actually found out the history of this place just a few weeks ago. Yeah. And when it was a workhouse, Charlie Chaplin and his family resided there. Right. They were a bit, you know, for just, you know, destitute families. So he was put in there with his family. I had no idea, right? Charlie Chaplin lived in the exact place that I was born.
And when you think about it, that the character that he adopted that made him famous was as a tramp.
A destitute tramp. He literally took that and made himself famous with it. Isn't that marvelous? Right?
It is marvelous.
But yeah, you know, I was born there, and we then moved from Brixton. We lived in Brixton, Mayall Road, which is literally was right on adjacent to the front line, when them car front line Brixton.
Yeah, me used to pass through there now and again. As a,
man, for
medicinal purposes, me used to pass through now and again, you know?
Yeah. When I told Shabin was down there, don't.
So we used to pass through.
Yeah, babes. But I was there. I was only there till I was about 5 or 6. And then mum, dad then moved up the road to Clapham. So we moved from Brixton to Clapham South to be precise. And that's where mum still resides now.
Mum is still there, yeah?
Yeah, she's still there.
She hasn't moved out at all. She says,
well, she ain't going anywhere.
Hold on. I'm glad that she held on, because I mean, a lot of black people had some, I mean, they got some big houses down there, man. I'm talking about house. I'm talking about proper, you know, when you look, you just have to look at the size of the window and you can tell how big the room is.
Luxury, you know what I mean? Money for buy one of them.
Yes, that's what I say.
Yeah, that's what luxury money.
Them turn around and then turn them into floors, and then they turn them into HMOs. You know what I mean? When they start rent out room and all them kind of thing there.
Yeah, and so the gentrification has all gone on down there. Yeah, it was always a posh area anyway, Clapham South. But I mean, I loved it. I grew up there, and I had a great time up there. We lived literally, the Clapham Common was at the top of our road, so we had that as an enormous playground.
Okay.
And it's still a very beautiful area. Mm-hmm. I went to Norwood Girls.
So you went to an all-girls school? All-girls school?
All girls, Norwood Girls. Yes, all girls.
You try to put on the posh side of it.
Norwood, darling.
Yeah.
Norwood. Yes, a crown point.
Girls can be bitchy though. That's the only thing about it, isn't it? Girls can be bitchy.
Extremely. If there was any school that needed to be mixed with boys, it was Norwood Girls. Seriously.
I hear that. Maybe that's why you were able to touch hearts when it came to talking about relationships and romance. But before you even got there, I mean, was the entertainment spirit in you already, or when did you find out that you would be an entertainer, or how did that come about?
Well, I pretty much knew from, I think, primary school that my first love was always going to be music. Always. Mum sent us to acting school. We went to a stage school for a little bit. Wendy Wisby in Wendy Wisby School in Acton. And I really enjoyed that. I mean, it's one thing, it can sort of like, you can take little lessons away from that, because it's all the art, isn't it? It's all the art.
Yeah.
So you can take stage presence, and you can take confidence and happen to project one's voice.
Okay.
And such into your singing. So I think I just took that from that into the singing. Anything, even when I moved into, I mean, I was involved in any play or concert or acting role or singing part from primary school to secondary school. Do you remember your first play?
Do you remember your first play?
The first play in secondary school, because we did kind of just like concerts in primary school. We didn't really do plays. We did concerts.
Okay.
But the first play in secondary school was a play which the art teachers had written themselves, a play called All in the Game. And it was a really fascinating story. And it went across basically all the different aspects of life, which can be turned into games. It's, you know, or, you know, the game can reflect life, like the game of chess. You know, it's two teams fighting against each other. And so it can be reflected into how life is, and reflected into, you know, how our lives have to be. So it's kind of about that. And it was an amazing play. And that was the first one. And then, of course, we did Ulysses and the Underworld. That was the other one. And then we did Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and some others. I can't remember the name of what we did, but I remember those ones.
I remember Joseph and the Technicolor coat.
Dreamcoat. Yeah.
Dreamcoat. I wanted to play that role. I wanted to play that role. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there going, yeah, I want that role. That's the role that I want to play.
Yes,
you know what
darling.
They gave me
I
Hades.
understand.
You hear these, you know?
Yeah, talk about stereotyping.
They gave me the God of Darkness, man. And I'm looking at this blue-eyed guy up on the stage.
Playing Joseph.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Why can't I be him?
Yeah, you know what I mean? The systemic racial shit was going on even from then. Yeah,
but I made sure that when we did the Joseph and Mary thing, that I was a king, because I bought him the gold. You know what I mean? I didn't know what frankincense and myrrh was at the time, but I knew that gold was precious. Right? I made sure that I got the gold. I said, listen, I'm taking the gold.
Darling. Yes, darling. I get that. I hear that.
Mary's head that was a dish rag that she was wearing that I remember, yeah. But I ended up being that, and I was also a shepherd as well.
Okay, yeah.
I was also
we were always shepherds, and you know, like a little. But I have to say, right, my music teacher, right, because they kind of knew, you know, what I was able to do. And so Are we talking
about Mr. Simpson here? Are we talking about Mr. Simpson? Is that Mr. Simpson?
No, Mr. Simpson was in primary school, yeah. And I loved Mr. Simpson because we never did plays in primary school. We did concerts. Now, Mr. Simpson, he loved the old time songs, you know, them kind of ones. And so we did this wonderful concert, and through him, I got to learn those lovely old songs, you know, from the 20s, and, you know, pack up all my cares and woe, here I go, singing low. Sing, bye, everybody, bye, blackbird, you know, so all those songs, you know what I mean? And so we got to dress up in, you know, the 20s style, and as much as best as we could. And do those songs on stage. And Mr. Simpson, he was a Canadian teacher, and he was just great. You know, his whole character and mentality as a teacher was just great. He didn't have this stiff upper lip English teacher way about him. You know, I mean, he was just much more real. You know.
Okay. So, what did he have? Did he have a heavy influence on you? Would you say?
He tapped into an influence that was already there,
right?
But I wasn't able to use yet. So apart from going to church and, you know, singing with gospel tune them, and, you know, I got to sing those songs and then go home and practice them on the piano and sing them at home, and, you know,
so there was a piano in the house then. There was a piano in the house.
Always.
Okay.
And there, when Mum bought the house, actually the piano was there, but for some reason they left it. Whoever lived in the house before left it, and it was a beautiful sounding piano. You know, like how the piano sounded at school, and they always sounded just beautiful. You know, it was a piano like that. And so, of course, as kids, we just jumped on it and started playing, and, you know, Mum tried to send us to piano lessons and that, but my piano teacher kind of sussed me out, and he knew he knew that I wasn't reading the music. I was playing by ear. So you were feeling
the music then? You was feeling it?
Feeling it. And he caught me out, you know, Rudy. He caught me out because, right, what he would do, right, this is how he caught me out, right? he would show me, he would play the piece first. Yeah. Now, obviously, they were simple pieces. They wasn't Chopin or Beethoven or whatever like that, right? Simple little melodies. So he'd play them. And I would watch him and watch what he did with his fingers. And then he'd say, right, okay, so that's how it's supposed to sound. So that's what we're going to work towards. Okay. So I jump on the piano and I would play the song a little bit slower to how he played it, but I would play it, right? So he realized, and so what he did was he said, okay, all right. He said, what note is that on? And as he point to the score, what note is that? Can you find that one for me and play it? Just that one. And of course, I couldn't do it. Okay. So he was like, okay, you're playing by ear. So you pick up things by ear. So he said to my mum, you know, she's not reading the music. For some reason, she won't read the music. Yeah. So later on, I found out, I understood the reason why, because I'm dyslexic. So he may as well have put Japanese in front of me. In front of the thing, okay. I wouldn't have understood it. Okay. So he said, what you need is someone to teach her how to play by ear. Right. So I was like, okay, but she never did that. I just taught myself. So any chords that I wanted to learn, I taught myself, because the way that I looked at it, Stevie Wonder's blind. So if he can find these beautiful chords to play, and he's just listening for them, he's listening for them, he's feeling and he's listening for them, then so can I. So, you know, that's what I did. But I don't play to play on stage. I only play at home to write my own songs, you know, just to work it out.
What about the guitar then? What about the guitar? Is that the same?
Yeah.
You're not a fan of the guitar, girl?
Denise says playing by ear is a gift. Denise, yes, it is, darling. It definitely is. Play by ear, you know, it's spirit guiding you. It's literally is the way. We'll get into that. But the guitar, oh my God. Mum was very good, you know, in that she would bring certain instruments into the house. So I suppose we'd pick it up and, you know, just to see if any of us kind of like gravitated to it. Okay. She may have been harboring a genius, but you know, but we would play it, and what I absolutely adore the sound of guitar, especially acoustic guitar. I love the sound of it. But what I found was I'm impatient. I am very impatient. I need to find it now. You know what I mean? On the piano, I'll be there, and it's one of the things why I do wish I learned how to read music, because when I can hear the chord, but I can't find it. Okay. So, so
how do you work with the musicians then? Do you sing it? Do you sing it and let them then? How do you navigate that?
Well, I have my studio at home, and so what I'll do is I call it my little musical notepad. Okay. So instead of singing into a dictaphone, I will literally build the whole track, from the drums to the bass to the rhythm to the overdubs, the harmonies, the lead. I will do that. So I've learned how to do that over time. Okay. And I went to college and did engineering courses, so I could find my way around. You know what I mean? But I would like to do things the old school way, the analog way. And of course, I've had to have been dragged into the century of which we are in now, and literally fighting, kicking, and screaming. I don't want to learn it, but of course, I have to learn it, right? Okay. So because that's where we are now. So of course, and once I've grasped it, now you can't get me off it. You know, it's just kind of like how we are. But yes, I have my little musical notepad at home. And I could, if I wanted to, mix and master and whatever myself, but I don't want to, because I believe that when you're doing something like what we do, you need to have other people come and put their little spice. And
I think for me, I always say that you need to know your lane. You need to know your lane. There's a reason why he's called an engineer. There's a reason why he's called a producer. There's a reason why he's called a guitarist. There's a reason why he's called the drummer. There's a reason why everybody has their their skill and their place.
Amen.
I mean, but so that tells us then that you've got a voice. And so how did this voice then get you into, because how old was you when Brown Sugars came together? How old? How did that come about?
We were 14.
Right. So on a picnic then. Sorry, you lot are children.
Say it like it is, man. Picnic! I feel with language. You know what I mean? No, I make no bones about it. No apologies. But a picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were young. When we got together, I was 14 when I just couldn't stand it anymore, and I had to basically find a way to get into this business.
Right.
At 14, I didn't have a clue. Why would I? So
yeah, I hear that.
So I just thought, well, okay, do you know what? Where we lived, there was this local newspaper called the South London Press. So we went, I wrote to them. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to write to them. I don't know who I'm writing to. I'm just going to send them a letter. So I sat down and wrote them a 2 A4 size page letter.
And this is to the South London Press?
South London Press.
Okay.
Pouring out my heart out. Yeah.
I want to sing. I want to sing.
I don't know how. How do I get started? Please, can you help me?
Yeah.
So I poured out my little 14-year-old heart, sent the letter in, didn't really expect to hear anything back from them, but I did. They wrote back, and I guess that the letter must have touched him, because they then said to me, like, oh my gosh, Carol, which is my name, we love your letter so much. Can we come round and do a story and take some pictures? And I was like, is the Pope Italian? Does he live in Italy? Yeah. So they came round, and that was my first media interview. That was my first interview as a young 14-year-old. They came round. They did the story. It took a picture of me at the piano, playing the piano. My brother played the guitar, of which he could not play a single note. And my younger sister sitting on the piano, playing her recorder.
Oh my God, 3 blind mice.
3 blind mice. but it made for a good picture.
I hear that.
So they took the picture, they ran the story. And then Pauline Kathleen Karen Wheeler went to the same school as Kingsdale. And my school was just, they went to Kingsdale, all in South London, near Crystal Palace. And my school was literally just around the corner from them. So when the South London Press ran the story, Pauline saw the story. She saw the story. And they were singing already in school then too, and that they were looking for a third member to make a group.
Okay.
So they got in touch with me, and they came and met me after school. I remember we were singing in the park together, and then we immediately saw that the voices blended. Completely blended.
Okay.
And that's how we became Brown Sugar.
Okay. So that's how that happened. So it was through a letter to the South London Press that then
London Press were the penultimate instrument of kickstarting my career as a singer. There you go.
And then that's how this is born.
Yeah, there we are.
So we're talking 1977 now. This is 1977. Rah. And that's a very young looking Karen Wheeler standing there.
Very young looking Karen Wheeler. And me in the middle there, and Pauline to my right side. Yeah. Funny, we were young, man, young. We look so young.
So what was it like when you first went into studios then? What was that like? What was that experience like?
Well, we got together. The girls knew these guys. They were putting together a band called the Satellites.
Okay.
And they would rehearse in one of the guys in the band was called Carl, and we rehearsed in Carl's house in the basement on Eddie Mayan Road off Brixton Hill.
Okay.
So we would go there, and oh my God, you know that scene from the Temptations film where they get their first chance of going into a studio and recording, and it's in some basement, and the toilet is flushing.
So we're talking about you're in the dungeon.
In a dungeon, man, and the smelly toilet pipe coming through, and somebody took a dump upstairs. We knew it.
No. You can,
but did we care?
you're getting some free background noises. You're getting some free background noises. You're getting some.
All of that. Carl banging on the ceiling. We know what I mean? We're rehearsing down here. That scene in Temptations just took me straight back. It's mad. But yeah, that's where we were. And one of the studios that was rocking it at the time was a studio called Dip, and it was run by a man called Dennis Harris.
Okay.
And it was in Brockley, on Brockley Rise. So we went up there, to say, look, we're a band, please record us, kind of thing, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Harris immediately kind of like looked to us. He kind of said, "Oh, sing something." We didn't have instruments of it, so we sang, and immediately his ears just went ping,
ping. Yeah.
When he heard the girls sing, so he said, okay, I think he just fobbed off the rest of the other band, but he kind of said, I'll get you guys to come in and do something or whatever. I don't even remember how he fobbed them off, but he fobbed them off. His eyes were solely on us three. Of course, at the time, there was a gap in the market. Do you know what I mean? For that, there wasn't a trio group in the market in the market at all.
Because around that time, who was floating around that time?
Yeah, man. Carol Thompson was flying around them times there. Janet Kay were flying around them times there.
Mm-hmm.
That group. Tradition. Aswad were around. Quite a few people were around. But the kind of reggae that we were doing hadn't yet got a title. The genre had not. It didn't have a title.
Yeah, it didn't have a title.
Rocksteady and ska and this sort of. What we were doing as musicians in the UK didn't have a title until Brown Sugar.
Okay.
What happened was when we went in, and Dennis Harris was already seeing that he had something here, so he wanted to create a new label, a different record label, for it. He didn't want us going on the same labels that he had. He wanted to create a new label. So he sat there and he doodled out a heart.
Okay.
With an arrow going through it.
Okay.
And then when he looked at it, and he was like, "Yeah, lovers."
Oh no, I think we all know that
representing
label.
love.
That was a black label.
Lovers. With the red heart, that's right.
Yeah,
and then from that he got the title for his label, which was Lovers Rock.
Okay.
Then the whole genre of reggae music that we were already hearing from, Tradition and Janet and Carol and Aswad, because Aswad weren't always militant. They did put out some sweet music sometimes, and whatever.
No, but we need at that time we needed to rebel because of the way in which, because we were just coming out of school and trying to get work, and we were being picked up consistently by the police. So Aswad was so necessary.
The rest of them,
and it was going on in Birmingham as well. It was happening in Birmingham because they've not come out with. I was walking along as I was kicking stones when them guys all came out.
Yeah. It was all happening, man. You know what I mean? It was a rough time for us because we'd come from parents that were very they weren't complacent, but they really knew how for play the fool for catch wise.
Yeah, I hear that.
Now that's a saying I've always heard from my mother. Play the fool for catch wise.
Catch wise, yeah.
Yeah. And they knew how to box clever. And they knew how to swallow certain things. Turning the other cheek. We weren't going to do that.
No.
As their children, we were not going to do that.
Well, we were born here. We expected more. That was what it was.
We expected more. We deserved more.
But I think you guys came along and you kind of like took the edge off it in a way, because
help people through it.
That's what the Lovers Rock kind of like done. It kind of took the edge off it, and plus it was a lot of young love and that. And the first harmonies, what was it with TT Ross? Is it TT Ross? Is it TT?
Yeah, Dennis Harris tried us out. The first time Sugar's vocals went down on vinyl was a track we did for TT Ross, Jealousy.
And we all remember that song.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't me. It was jealousy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little girl harmonies that you hear in the back, that's Brown Sugar. But of course, from that, he knew what we were able to do. He knew, and then he gave us a wonderful man called John Kapai, and of course Dennis Matumbe Bovell.
Yeah. So this is when Bovell comes into the story now. This is when Bobby comes in. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. He was our producer for years.
Okay.
And worked with us and got the best out of us. Got out of us what we didn't even know was there. This man is a genius, though, and people need to understand and realize the genius that this man is. And we trusted him and did whatever he told us to do. So on songs you can hear it in songs like our reggae music, where you can hear the layers of the harmonies, and this is where I learned how to layer harmonies, and not just record them 1, 2, 3. We layer them, and when you do that, you get this beautiful, rich ball of sound. The kind of sound that was coming out of the States. But as an engineer and as a producer, he would know how to bring that out of us. And he was just absolutely marvelous to work with.
I mean, I can see that Dennis Bovell was the technical guy behind all of that was going on. But who were the influences around you in terms of your voice? Who were you drawing off? Who were you drawing off at the time? Because I mean, there wasn't no British acts that you could say that you could have really drawn on as such, was there?
Not really. I understand what you mean, Rudi, because I mean, growing up, right? I know, and I firmly know, I stood on the shoulders of Toots and the Maytals. Them man there that our mum and dads were the first DJs in the house. They were the first DJs. They brought the music and we just played it on the ground. Yeah.
Right.
So I would listen to people like Peaches and Herb and, Toots and the Maytals and Ale Mande from that time. Loved them. Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Solomon Burke, Percy Sledge.
Okay.
Even Jim Reeves.
Okay. Yeah, Jim Reeves was in everybody's house.
Listen,
apart from
don't put down Jim Reeves.
Yeah. And the country music, because I mean Chuck Berry was chucking it down. So
listen, we had all of those people, and then of course, we had the Motown songs as well, and all the artists from Motown, the earlier days of Motown. But I mean, I remember sitting down and listening to, goodbye, baby, goodbye, Solomon Burke. Sitting there and screaming those notes out, and singing. That's who I cut my teeth on. We stood on those people's shoulders, and sometimes I think I should have been born in those days. It
would have been nice, but you'd have gone through a lot of trouble and strife. So, what was the first track you actually wrote?
We still did. We're talking about Rudi. We still went through trouble and Still going through trouble and strife. No.
No matter where you are. It's
No
true.
matter what age, what year you're born. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, darling, what was the question?
No, that's cool. I was asking you what track you actually wrote that you can remember as your first, you know, your little thing that was out there. Yeah.
The first song I wrote, first song, which made sense,
Yeah.
and not doodling songs. The actual first chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, verse, was a song called "Place in the Sun," and this was around about the time that I got together with Sugar. So at that time, I started writing songs. Now, the song was written for Brown Sugar to do, but we used to do it on stage. I remember you know, in MDs, there was no PAs, everything was live, you know. And I remember us singing it for the first time at Bouncing Ball. We were at the Bouncing Ball in Peckham. Okay. We remember the Bouncing Ball, say, aye? Yeah. Hey. So, yeah, them years there.
So what other clubs was you playing around that time? So there was Bouncing Ball, there was Shanolas, what else was there?
Shanolas, Aces, Apollo, oh my God, Bouncing Ball, just, I don't know, were even some of them clubs or just somebody garage?
Well, there would have been also the youth and community centres.
Yeah.
You must have been doing youth and community centres as well.
Up and down the UK. Up and down the UK. I remember travelling to Huddersfield, and why Huddersfield stays in my mind so well is because Brown Sugar went up there and we used to go on stage barefoot and sing and whatever. And I remember someone holding on to my feet. In Huddersfield, holding on to my feet. And I was like, if this guy pulls my foot anymore, I'm going to go flying, right? this was Huddersfield, holding on to my feet and kissing my feet, right? But, you know, I have always loved, I don't know, London was a tough group, a tough audience, man. They still are.
Yeah,
that's okay. You know, that's cool. It's
London's
cool. You know what? They know what they know. They like what they like, and they want what they want. All right. But you know, for our family, them that live, you know, after motorway, you know, what they would do, they were, because everything was coming out of London them days, apart from Steel Pulse, you know what I mean? It was up them sides there. All the artists were really coming out of London, so of course they would show their appreciation, man. When you go up there, even now, they would show their appreciation kind of a little bit more and better, you know, easier than the people in London.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way. It's the same way today. It hasn't really changed, to be honest with you. That most artists seem to find that the audiences are much more giving than London audiences. At first we used to say it's because they were starving. They were starving for entertainment. But I think that when you go further up north, there's more of a culture for live entertainment than there was in London at the time. I mean, we had two gentlemen on by the name of Carl and Junior, who very much explained that to us, that they would come down to London, catch the vibe, but then go back up to Birmingham, and then they'd keep going up further up north.
Sure.
And then again, there was a lot of, like, we've got the Hackney Empire, but there were empires all over England.
All over England. And
so live entertainment was something, it was just a case of black people didn't have their own venues and stuff like that.
No, they didn't. And a lot of the times, that's why we were in social clubs, you know what I mean? And West Indian social clubs and stuff, you know what I mean? We would have venues down in London, but it was very hard for them to have venues up in there. But, you know, we didn't mind. We'd go and perform to them in a tent. We didn't care. We just, you know what I mean, they want the music and, you know, we take it to them. You know, and the appreciation was just wonderful from them. Absolutely wonderful.
I mean, I like the question that Shugs is actually asking, because this is big. That is a big one there.
What made you do Black Pride?
Yeah.
You know, baby, Black Pride. When we were working, that was Brown Sugar's third #1. Now, when we were working with, I mentioned a guy called John Kapai and Dennis Bavell, and they were our producers and songwriters. Now, John Kapai wrote the song for us, for Brown Sugar to do. Now, John Kapai wrote the song. This was a man who lived in the East End of London, born from a white mother and a Nigerian father.
Okay.
That alone tell you the story of why he wrote the song. Yeah? That alone. In them the times there. Right? Was hard. Very, very hard for him. But you know what? He was proud to be a Black man. So much so that he penned it down.
Okay.
And he made a song of it. And he gave it to Brown Sugar to sing.
Whoa.
And we didn't, I don't think as young girls we really understood
that, yeah.
Because what we had.
No.
We understood, you know, like, yeah, I'm Black, I'm proud. There were many songs around that came out at the time, you know, Young, Gifted and Black, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. You know, Is It Because I'm Black? There were lots of songs. And maybe this was what maybe inspired John to write his own reggae version.
But it was also, I think it was also
give it to us to sing.
But I think it was also the fact that it was coming from a place that it was from here. It was about the experience here. Whereas
because all of these other people were writing from their experiences from where they were. Right?
That's America and anywhere else. Whereas this was here.
Exactly. The civil rights, you know, fight in the States. So he wrote it from his perspective of a Black man here in the UK and the fight. And it represented the fight that we had as young Black people growing up, you know, in a country, in an area that just didn't want us here.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So that song was a beacon of light and hope to all of the Black people that were here. I've had people say, oh my God, I was going to school, you know, private school, only Black person there. That song got me through private school. Do you know what I mean? That song got me through this. The song got me through that. The song got me through.
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't.
That's what I really like about the energy that you give when you perform that tune, because you don't fuck about with it. You don't mess about with it.
Hell no.
It's like you know what it really represents now, and you give it.
I have to. Anyone that knows me, anyone that's seen me knows that I cannot stay still on stage. I'm sorry. I understand, you know, that some people just want to stand there with the microphone and sing and hold out their arms, and you know, I understand. I get it.
I get it.
I get that. No, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's just not me. Yeah. So I will move. I will dance. I will entertain. That's what music does for me. That's how music moves me. Yeah. Okay. And so whenever I'm on stage, and of course, Black Pride is something that I have to sing. I've tried sometimes not to sing it, but you get pulled back. It's like there's certain jokes that people always go, tell that one, and I'm thinking, nah, why do you want to hear that one again? And they're like, nah, you got to do that. But it must take. You're going to leave the building alive, papes.
It must take a lot of energy. Where's that energy coming from? Man?
My God, darling, it's like, you know, being on stage for like, you know, 10 minutes or whatever. It's like you've been in the gym for 2 hours, steadily working hard. Do you know what I mean? The energy that you need in order to perform, you know, you've got to stay fit. You know what I mean? You really do have to stay fit.
I've seen a couple of them moves on stage.
Just after lockdown, I was like, oh my God, because I am a fully qualified aerobics instructor. So I teach Zumba, and I used to do that. When I lived in Barbados, I was doing quite a lot of that. Into
that's
fitness.
Another story all by itself, Barbados, isn't it? That's another story all by itself. That's what, 7 years of your life?
7 years, yeah. From 2010 to just under 7 years to 2016. I came back in 2016. Yeah. That was just wonderful. Oh my gosh. Taking off on that plane and knowing that you're leaving here and you're flying to this beautiful Caribbean island and you're looking through the window and you're going.
I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you, because that's a totally different lifestyle, isn't it? It's a totally different lifestyle.
Listen, I absolutely loved being there. As you know, I did some things out there recording wise, you know what I mean? Worked with a few people out there, KB Sharp, worked with the, you know, Calypso King out there. It's wonderful, you know. I mean, hit the hotel circuit, and was able to. What was nice about that was I was able to explore other areas of music that I enjoy singing. And so I was able to jump on my second love a lot more, which is jazz. I absolutely adore jazz, singing jazz. So I was able to do a bit more of that. And yeah, just sing some songs that I myself even grew up on and knew that all the you know, the holiday folks from the UK and the States and Canada, that they'd enjoy, you know. Because so yeah, you go and you do your little cabaret thing, but it was good. I was going through your page, you know what I mean, and I could see where you're coming from, and I can feel what you're saying.
I came back to let you know that thing for you, and I'm let you go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me.
I see a cruise ship. I see a cruise ship that's going out. I see a cruise ship that's going out. There you are at the bar. You're surrounded by maybe 200-300 people just sitting there. And you're in the piano bar. I'm in the piano bar.
Yeah, just singing my jazz. You know what I mean? And a brandy in my hand. And just I sing. And oh my God, that's one of my dreams. You know, you and I have spoken about this, right? So we're going to talk some more about that. But yeah, that's me. I love exploring the different avenues and the different genres of music. You know, I often say to people, you know, I'm not a reggae singer. I'm a singer of songs.
I hear that.
But where people have, you know, people found me in reggae. They found me there. But
I hear that.
That's not the only place where I reside.
Right.
I have other addresses. Step into my house. This is a different house. This is my jazz house. This is my pop house.
Yeah, but the thing is that you actually invite people into your house, don't you?
I do, right into my bedroom. Yeah. Kofi's bedroom, such as my daughter designed that poster. My daughter Lydia, she's a great artist. But she's
captured you so well. She's captured the 70s.
Hasn't she?
She's captured the roller skates. The records.
I know a couple of my roller skate sisters are in the house right now. Big up to Camille. Yeah.
The little, because everybody had a little thing like that to play their records on, where you had to put
little records. Oh my gosh, the little records.
Put your little trupney. Yeah, trupney bit on top.
On the top to weight it down. Do you know what I mean? I said, oh my God. And do you know what was nice? What was nice as well with those little record boxes is that you could retreat into your room. And so you could do all the mad things that you wanted to do, sing in the mirror with the hairbrush, without being
Yeah,
we're being interrupted.
And put the towel on your head at the same time to give you the long here. Put the towel on.
You know, and sing like Diana Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm Diana Ross and I'm singing. So, everybody had one of them. Come on, everybody had one of them. I saved up my money and bought that in a little second-hand shop that was around the corner from my mum's at the time. Yeah, good memories, man. But yes, I do invite people into my different rooms. Kofi's bedroom sessions. Mad thing.
How did that come about?
Oh my gosh, Rudi, man. Okay, you know when Facebook kind of introduced this live thing, right? At first, when they introduced it, and I was like, what's this live thing about? One day, I was just sitting in my room playing tune, as you do. And I was like, I was listening to this Isley Brothers song, which is it's a great song. And he's talking in this song. I love the lyrics. I love listening to lyrics because songs tell stories, you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Chuck Berry and all them man is kind of important in terms of structure and everything and telling a story.
Tell you and telling a story, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned to listen, really listen.
Okay.
To the story. So anyway, this song, this Isley Brothers, and I'm like, he loves this girl, but he don't want her.
Okay.
You know, I don't want you, but there's something I want from you. Still.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm intrigued by the whole song. So I thought, you know what? Let me try this Facebook live sing thing, but just press it. And went live. And I just said, people, what do you think's going on in this song here? Listen to the lyrics. So they listened to the lyrics, and of course, people just started to come in. The comments started to go up.
Was that a surprise to you?
Rudi, do you know what? I didn't expect anything. Really. Okay. I didn't know what was going to happen. Completely impromptu. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just went on. I knew probably maybe one or two people would come in and say, hi, Kofi. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. But the thing just literally, people just kept it. This person's joy, that person's joy, this person. And it just, so what was supposed to be just a couple of minutes turned out to be over an hour, right? 2 hours. I'm still there. So, and then of course I'm getting questions like, Kofi, you need to do this every week. Okay. Every week you need to do this. And I'm like, And I said, I don't know about every week, but I'm certainly down for doing it now and again, but we need a name for this thing. If we're going to do it, we need a name. So of course they are all flying names at me, what they think it should be called. And my good friend TG came up with Kofi's bedroom sessions. And I said, yeah.
That sounds good. That's the
one. Right? So it was called that ever since. 3 years later, I'm still doing it. It's an impromptu show. I go on. I like to surprise them. I get told off when people say, Kofi, why did you do the bedroom sessions and you didn't tell me? You got to tell me so I can put it in my diary.
Yeah, they like structure. They like structure.
So I try to give at least 2 weeks notice if I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it, because once I say I'm going to do it, then I have to.
Then you do it,
yeah. Then I'll do it. But I don't know. Facebook is just being stupid at the moment with DJs, and they're just making the platform quite unstable for DJs to play.
Well, that's why a lot of them are going off to this other thing. What is it?
Mixcloud Live.
Mixcloud. A lot of them are going on to Mixcloud now.
Yeah, Mixcloud is the thing now, because I understand, I get it. Facebook just don't want to be involved in any kind of mess, copyright mess.
Well, you've got to get paid, though, haven't you, girl? You've got to get paid. Come on. You've got to get paid.
You've got to get paid, but I'm all for a little bit of balance here. If you someone's playing your songs and they're keeping you current, you know what I mean? They're keeping you in people's minds. I mean, I know for myself, right? Yeah. When I do the bedroom sessions, people have sort of said like, who's that, Kofi? What's that song? What's it called? And I always introduce the artist, and I always tell them the name of the song.
Okay.
And I'll say, yeah, you know, you can get it on iTunes. And I know those people have gone directly to iTunes and gone and bought the song, or wherever they can get it, right?
Okay.
So that's revenue for that artist, not for me. That's revenue for that artist, you know? So from you see that it's not being monetized, they're not getting any money for DJing. They're not getting money for it. They're just playing songs representing the artist that they like, they love, you know. I, for one, as an artist, they ain't getting paid, it ain't monetized, you know what I mean, or anything like that. Me happy for them for playing my tune. Play them.
But let me just ask, because we're actually going, what is it like for a female artist growing up, coming through the business? What was that like?
Hard, difficult, because you hear what James Brown said, this is a man's world, where there wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. All
right, no need to go there, no need to go there. God damn it.
No, I want to say it, right? I want to say it. Would be nothing. Nothing without a woman or a girl. You understand, right? So, yeah, but in the industry, it is, you know, of course, it's male dominated. The man them want to run everything, and there's a lot of bullies in the industry. A lot of bullies. You're bullies, and they know who they are. Yeah, right. They know who they are, and there are, you know, females that want to sing. They love their art and they need help to get into the business, and they're exploited. They're exploited.
Talk to the young girl who's listening to you now. She's about 16, 17. She's coming through the business. What is she going to expect? What could possibly come that she can see before it comes and navigate that? I mean, because you've mostly seen quite a bit, and you know.
Oh yeah, seen it. You know, they've tried to get me, but they didn't. And you really do have to believe in yourself. Yeah, you already know what you want to do. You already know the gift that you have, and that's why you might not know how to do it, and you need a bit of help, and that's why you go to them. Yeah. But in that, you need to remember that's the reason you went to them. So you didn't go to offer your pussy. You went to offer your voice.
Your talent. Yeah, your talent.
Your talent. Remember that. Keep that in the forefront of your head. Yeah. Know that your talent is God-gifted. Yeah. It's a gift. It's been given to you to do something. And by their fruits, you will know them. If they say to you, well, baby, you know what I mean? You have to lie down and spread them leg for me before me help you. You know what I mean? You say, no, thanks. See you later. Bye. Go. Right? Anything else after that is rape. So, you know, keep in your head, no, what I have isn't down to you, isn't down to me spreading my legs for anybody else to hear. It's been given to me by a higher force, than you. So do not, let them rape you, rape your energy, take your energy, the energy that they have. They are vampires and werewolves, and they want your energy. And the minute you lie down on your back, you let them take your energy. You let them steal it. Don't. Remember why you went to them in the first place. You didn't go to them because I think I've got something that might can work in the industry. You know you do. But you need help to further yourself. To get a little bit further. Also, it's called the music business for a reason. It's a business. Learn your craft. Your craft isn't just what you do from here. Isn't just singing. It's not just that. Your craft is to learn your business. And what you have at your fingertips, we didn't have. So therefore,
the internet.
Baby, Rudi, listen, they can practically run the business themselves now, practically. Yeah.
I mean, we were talking to Trevor Fagan, the drummer from Rough Cut, and that's basically what he pointed out, that everything can actually be done from home. He literally doesn't come out of his room. He can do everything in there now.
You can become a little bit of a hermit, right, or whatever, but and even you can do everything, and even if you delegate your business to be done by other people, licensing companies, etc., etc., etc. Listen, first thing that I will say to anyone going into the industry, get in touch with the Musicians Union.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will be happy to give you a list of reputable producers, record companies to go to. They will guide your step, every step of the way. And if you get a contract and never sign anything, listen, everyone knows that, as they know to breathe. You don't sign anything that you don't read, right? And if you don't understand it, don't sign it.
It's such a difficult
what they're saying.
to find yourself in, though, because when a contract gets put down, normally they're about 4 or 5 pages long, and they insist in it being signed before you leave the room.
No, you tell them no. No. Why do you want me to sign it before I leave the room? I cannot possibly understand what's in these 4 or 5 pages and sign it before, unless you're a lawyer, unless you're a writ and you understand how the language, because contracts are a language, they're a foreign language. If you don't understand, it's like someone speaking to you in Spanish and saying something to you in Spanish. Are you just going to look at them and say, yeah, okay? You're not. I don't understand what you're saying. I need to get that translated. Same things with contracts. They need to be translated. Yes. So if anyone is badgering you into signing a contract, no, you got to sign this before you go, or whatever, blah blah blah. Do you know what? Look at that as they need something that I have, and they want it now. Yeah. And they want it now, and they're so desperate. They're so desperate. You know what I mean, honey? The ball is firmly in your court. Seriously, just remember. Just take 10 seconds. Why do they want me to sign this now? Just take that 10 seconds. Yeah? Then I'm not signing anything now. I need to read it. I need to study it. I need to examine it. And I need to get the Musicians Union to look over it. Then watch their faces. Watch their faces when you mention Musicians Union.
And on those words of wisdom, unfortunately, we've gone way over time, but I knew that was going to happen.
You said it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen.
I knew it was going to happen. I mean, there's been so much that's been missed out. There's been so much that's been missed out. We haven't had a chance to talk about your daughter.
Oh, my baby Lydia. That was her graduating.
That was her graduating.
That was her graduating in Barbados. She went to school, secondary school in Barbados. That was her graduation. Very proud day. That was last year.
I can well believe that. We didn't even get a chance to talk about merchandising, because I think there was a big opportunity that was missed with all of you guys in terms of why couldn't you guys have been the dolls that us as parents would have been buying today for our children? You know what I mean? Truly. Really related to exactly who we are and exactly who we're talking about. So
Rudi, we need sponsors, man. We need proper sponsors, people to sponsor us, people to put money into us as artists, so we can put out a little bit of merchandising and stuff ourselves, but to put out really proper merchandising and other things.
That's where the bigger boys come in. Really.
That's where the bigger boys come in.
What I love is that you set the foundation and you've told them what they need to be doing from the off. It's not enough just to sing. Just the way I always say, it's not enough just to tell jokes. You need to understand what the business really is about. So tell us, Kofi, what can we look forward to from Kofi?
Well, I'm about to release a new single. I know people have seen this on Facebook. It has blown up. Seriously, it's a return to the old school lovers rock. It really is. It's a song that I wrote many years ago, but not before the time, and it's about to be released now. The actual release date official release date is the 15th of November, and it will be available on all download outlets. It will also be available, but in very limited supply, vinyl.
Okay, vinyl would be nice. That'd be nice.
Limited.
I use a 10p piece though this time round, not a choppy bit.
Yeah, use a 10p piece this time. Special editions. There's only going to be a limited amount, yeah, but it will be available. So if anybody wants it, just let me know. All right.
But before
I've got a list already.
Before we do though, because I know we could continue, and I know people would love us to continue. Effie, is there anything that you'd like to ask? Or Kofi, is there anything that you'd like to ask?
Respect back to you too, my sister.
Thank you. Let's talk about the couching coach. Man, everybody wants fame, but let's do with let's do about the art and the business and the industry, and you know what I mean? Let's not just listen to Kim Kardashian, right? Who is
amen.
Yes, injecting herself to be black.
Thank you.
So but
people, I love this. Love this princess, this Empress Ife. I love it. Do you understand? Listen, let us learn, right? More. Let our lives not be driven by Kardashians and mad people who are in America who have forgotten that they are black. Yes, let's not. Okay, be driven by them.
And also, things take time. You want to be, what kind of artist do you want to be? There's so many artists who,
amen,
they're fast, but have they got any longevity?
No longevity, none.
We need to, money is okay, it's good. But what are you going to do for money?
Exactly.
Okay.
Understand.
You have to have character.
That's right. Character, very, very important. Understand that you need to be an apprentice before you become the master.
Well, for me, yes. Character is important.
Ladies, can I say to you, enough respect to the both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling.
Keeping it real with Rudi Lickwood tonight.
It's been a pleasure.
I've taken the liberty of taking your track and closing my show. And thank you for giving me the approval to allow me to do that. So would you guys like to say your goodbyes now? And I will put your goodbye comments up. Okay. And then in the next 2 minutes, I will be closing the show. So if you guys would like to say your goodbyes now, I'll put them up.
Blessings, crew. Blessings, family. Wonderful to see you.
Rudy. Respect.
Yeah, man. Rudi, thank you so much, darling, for the invite. I have had a blast. Thank you, Ife, my sister, for the wonderful blaze trailing life that you've had. Oh my God. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be back soon.
I'm sure you will be.
You're welcome, Liz.
Yeah. You have to come back.
We will.
Yeah, so many.
Not even love can fill me.
walking on me building. In this trying times, we are stuck in the moment. In this trying times, the world is different. In this
Is identity important to you? Yes. Because if you don't have an identity, you don't know.
We were taken from the interiors of many places: Congo, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya. We were taken from West Africa.
Things are not the way they used to be. I can't afford to lose my sanity.
The people must talk in, the people must come out. You understand?